Okay, we're going to go through making the front piece of the T9 Automa blocks. So hopefully when we're done it'll look similar to this. It will not be exact, but it should be close. So let's start with making a new IPT, standard IPT. Click OK. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is, as you look at the picture, you'll note that we are going to create it on the XY axes. We're going to extrude in Z. So when we make our part, we're going to start with a 2-point rectangle. Start at the origin, pull in the positive, dimension your rectangle in the width at 3.17 and the height at 1.53. It's really important that you learn to read the drawings so that you can start to understand and make out the pictures and the drawings. Alright, so click on Fillet. We're going to change our radius to a 0.3, and then you will round all the edges. Sometimes if you click in the corner, it'll round it. Other times you'll have to click both the horizontal and the vertical line. Okay, once you have those corners rounded, then we will finish the sketch and extrude. And I'm going to extrude back to 1.6. Okay. So once that is done, create a 2D sketch. Now, this is linked on my website, the drawing of the profile of this piece, and that's how we're going to get that little different front. So what we need to do is I'm going to use the 3-point arc, and if you'll notice on the section view on the handout, you can see the profile of the front of the car on both the left side and the right side. So from there there's really no concrete dimension. Just know that at this point here is where we're going to have an alleyway cut, and we need to make it so that it turns up before then. So I am going to, from my orange square, come up maybe 3 of the little tiny squares, go in 1, and I'm going to make just a very slight arc. Okay, and then from that point I'll create another arc off of this, and I want you to note that when I put my cursor right on top of the end point of the line that I just made, there's a symbol right in front of the XY axes coordinates that is an X arrow X, and what that means is that you are directly over the point that you just ended with, so you will be starting and it will be coincident, and you do not need to connect the lines. So I'm going to come over maybe 2 and a little squares, and we're going to give this just a slight curve up, and then we're going to reverse it. There's like a little dip in it. You see, so the car is kind of coming into shape here. And the last one all the way to the corner, and really important that you zoom in so you can get right to the corner, and then zoom out so you can make a nice smooth arc. Okay, now this will not allow you to extrude yet. What you need to do is click on your line tool, make sure you're coincident, and I'm just going to come a little bit on the outside so that I get all the material and make an enclosed profile. Really important with extrude, with revolve, with any of our tools, you need to have an enclosed profile to make it work. So now I'm going to finish my sketch, click on extrude, click on the pieces there. I'm going to cut it back. The width of that is 3.17, and I'm seeing that I got a little funky point here that I may want to go back and edit my sketch and fix that. So I'm going to actually just do it real quick, edit the sketch, and at this point what I do to fix that is just on either side of that little point, I'll just make it just a real tiny little arc, and then I'm going to trim that point away. So again, we're using all the tools that we've used the last couple of days. That looks a little better. It almost looks like a front of a train. Okay, so now we have 4 more things I think to do, or 4 and a few. I have 4 big things, and the rest are little things. So we'll start with going to the home view. I am going to create a 2D sketch, put it on my very front surface, and then I'm going to go to my rotational cube, and I'm going to click on front so that I can be working in a flat framework here. I'm going to pull 4 circles, tiny ones, because they need to be dimensioned at 0.2, so they're not real big. And sometimes I just pull a little bit larger than others. That's fine. I will then click D on my keyboard, click on the circles, dimension them to 0.2, sorry. Okay, once you have that done, those are your size dimensions, and now you need to locate those circles. So you're going to click dimension again, or click D on the keyboard, and from the left side edge to the center of the first circle, that dimension is 0.27. Is that right? No, that's not right. The space between the 2 circles is 2.7. From the side to the circle is 3.2. Okay, so 0.32, and then now between circle to circle is 0.27. And from circle to the top surface is 0.18. So you can find all that information on your handout, and you see what happened after I dimensioned the first one at 0.18. They kind of went into a diagonal. I'll fix that in just a second. I'm going to come to the other side, and from side to first circle is 0.32. Alright, it just kind of whacked out on me there. Try not to get frustrated with how the tool reacts at times. And 0.27. And now I'm going to, I have one already lined up at the top. I'm going to use my geometric constraints, if you remember those. That's your coincident, your collinear, concentric, your fixed, your parallel, perpendicular, horizontal, vertical, tangent, and equal. So I'm going to click on the horizontal, and I'm going to click on the first dot that I have locked into place of the center of the circle, and then click on the second center of the circle, and it will align them horizontally. And I'm going to do the same thing first and third, and then first and fourth. And now they are all locked in using a horizontal geometric constraint. And so now I can finish my sketch, and I can extrude those circles, cutting them back.